So the full moon in Aries is going to take place October the 13th at 20 degrees of Aries. Aries is cardinal fire. Aries is a sign of leadership, new potential, pioneering, all qualities of the self, identity, and the mask that we wear, the ego that is projected and perceived in this reality based off of identity, nationality, sex, um, body type, things like that. We're replaced, okay? Full moons are a time of release, releasing energy, releasing toxic energy, releasing negative energy, releasing doubt, releasing fears, releasing subconscious drama, releasing subconscious buildup that does not serve you on your path. And Aries is all about the path that we take in our life. It's the path that we take. It's the role that we play in this life. Um, Aries is ruled by Mars, which is the planet of masculine energy, our masculine features, our motivations, our drives, our passions, what we feel called to fight for, what we feel called to add our energy to. It also, it goes into, functioning as our sexuality, our creative energy, our masculine force, okay? How we express ourselves, and what we look to attract into our lives, okay? And so, with this full moon being in the sign of Aries, the sign of the self, we are really re-examining ourselves. We are really re-examining where we see ourselves in the next few years. This is a time of much great pressure because the full moon is going to be making a square, which is a kind of a tense aspect to the planet Pluto, which is all about rebirth and transformation, and the ruler of Scorpio. Pluto can really play on our fears and obsessions, and kind of a sort of a little taskmaster. He's kind of, I look at Pluto as kind of like the task force. He's kind of a general in his own right. The general, a lord. Pluto is kind of a lord in our lives, which functions as our ability to evolve and create new structure and redefine ourselves. In areas of power and money and control and things like that. This planet is in Capricorn, okay? So Capricorn really is being penetrated right now. So this moon being squared to the Pluto and Capricorn is helping us to really burn a hole into old structures so we can build on new structures and pave a new path. The full moon is saying that a cycle is ending and what you resonate with and how you identify, whether this be a race thing, with your gender, whether this be with the type of the type of food that you like. It can go into culture, it can go into a lot of things, but how we identify, what turns us on, what makes us react, what triggers us, what we're passionate about. Aries is a very passionate sign, and it takes charge. It's a leader. It can be a rebel. It's influenced by the sign of Aquarius, which is all about breakthrough and change and evolving through the path. And breakthrough. Unexpected decisions and solutions. Higher self. Higher command, a higher sense of self is what Aries is ruled by. Aries is depicted as the newborn child. So when you think of a newborn child, children are the most pure. Children are the most pure. So, children are a manifestation, and I think that the thing about this full moon is that I think we realizing that we want more. We're realizing that we want adventure, that we want passion, that we want brand new experiences. So this full moon is about breathing in new air, knowing that you're blessed, tuning into your abundance. One thing that I haven't really heard anyone mention for this full moon in Aries is that it's going to be making a direct, almost exact trine to Jupiter in Sagittarius. And so this trine is going to be releasing blessing. It's going to be helping us to have better self-talk. It's going to help us really tune into our intuition and kind of give up some control. It's going to help us to release over obsession and help us to release subconscious blocks and subconscious values and strongholds and things that really play on our imagination that aren't best serving us. You know, Jupiter is all about blessings, luck, expansion, um, and growth, growth on our path. And, you know, with the moon trining Jupiter, I'm feeling very, very strong throat chakra vibes, preachy vibes. You know, Jupiter in Sagittarius is the preacher. Um, you know, very, very blunt, truth telling, truth seeking. And I think that the truth that we need to know that all is love, you know, all is spirit, and that, you know, I guess the one message that I have for this full moon in Aries is that you are a culmination of everything you've ever thought, everything you've ever dreamed, everything you've ever felt. You are a culmination of that right now. So if you can just put a pin in that, and right there will be where you can find solutions, where you can find open doorways to connect to spirit and really, really, really find out what the next move is, you know, and really, really construct a new reality. When we're talking about cardinal, because we're not only talking about cardinal fire, we're talking about cardinal air here, which it's Libra season. The sun is in Libra. The sun is in its fall state, you know. So the focus right now is on penetrating the boundaries of the mind and connecting to new realms of spirit, to connecting to the other. I happen to think that Libra is probably the most spiritual sign, or probably the most spiritual season, just because, you know, the sun is in its fall state. You know, we're in fall weather, we're in fall season, and, you know, things are getting colder. You know, this is a point where we have manifested new abundance into our life, and now we are taking our harvest and really, really sorting out what it is that we want. You know, we've been given an opportunity to really, really attune to higher knowledge, higher wisdom, to our higher self, and really, really work in tangent with that, you know, really, really connect to our spiritual nature, you know, because when you think of the fall of the sun, you think of the fall of man, and that is, you know, the fall of man is where we can start to have better reverence, better self-respect. We know our place in the universe, you know. The universe knows how to put us in our place. And so when I think of Libra and I think about the balance, you know, I think about, you know, justice and fairness and principled living. It really, really, really is about taking a fair and just look at yourself in relation to everything: your life, other people, enemies, friends, family members, one-on-one relationships, and really seeing where to truly place your value and what's worth fighting. You know, because right now Mars is also in Libra. You know, Mars is in Libra. So it's about being, you know, expressing yourself without making yourself look like, you know, more than what you are. It's about holding space for other people as well to be able to express themselves and to balance ourselves, you know, come into full alignment with ourselves by accommodating and compromising with the other. And so, you know, it's a really humbling experience. And you know, Libra is a medium, and they can connect to anything. You know, they can see both sides of a situation. That is why, you know, Libra can be so indecisive, you know. And so with Libra, I feel that, you know, having to deal with guilt is something that everyone is dealing with. How do we deal with guilt? You know, how do we deal with pain and trauma and karma that we've accumulated? Because Libra definitely is all about karma. Because it ties into our connections with soulmates and our connections with people, which people in this life are our karma. The people that we are in, that we connect to in this life, create our karma. And so when you think about this Aries full moon and how to best move forward and how to best utilize this moon to your advantage, think about everything you've ever thought, think about every person you've met, think about who you've been up to this point, and know that who you are right now is a culmination of all your experiences. This is a point of wholeness. This is a point of transcendence. This is a point of real, true spiritual growth. And coming into the full alignment of your power, your personal power, coming into alignment with your higher self, coming into alignment with the breath. You are love, you know, you are majestic. This is a point of real, true self-evaluation and self-affirmation, and holding space for yourself, holding space for the person that you can become. By realizing that the person that you were, you're not anymore. Cut off your old self. So that is my message for the full moon in Libra. I'm sorry if I'm out here and my nose is running. I'm outside, and I'm sorry. I hope you guys can't see that. I really don't want to re-record this video. This is like my third time, and you know, I just want to say happy Aries full moon, and really take it all for what it's worth. Take each moment for what it's worth, and go forward from there. And you know, separate the good from the bad, separate the real from the fake. This is what a lot of what this full moon entails. You know, go in love, go in peace. Never leave anywhere. Always leave everything better than you found it. And never leave any bad blood with anybody. And you will have a great experience if you set your intentions on love and harmony, union, balance. A more humanistic, holistic experience. Peace, love, and light to you all. This is Gemini Moon Astrology. Thank you for tuning in.